Hello, hello, my loves. Welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. I just really felt like doing a general read right now, so that's what I'm doing. We have the Tear and the Mother, the Hunter and the Shapeshifter, the Lover and the Animal. And I really just feel like there's an idea of clinging to a version of yourself, because the Mother is the idea of clinging to your children, to gain your identity out of them, or trusting that you've done for them what you can and letting them go, right? But that doesn't have to just play out with our children. It can be friendships, it can be, love relationships, just kind of this idea that, and honestly, I do kind of get the feeling that this is a relationship for a lot of people, but I get the feeling of just it's just not working. And it's like, you can go back. I just feel like this replaying of like scenarios, and it's like you can go back and you can replay those scenarios and you can exist in a past energy, or you can trust that you learned a lot while you were in that energy that helped you to get to another energy, right? Because if you keep going back, you're going to get stuck in that energy, because that's the energy that you were working through. And I just feel like some of us need a reminder, myself included, you know what I mean, that it's like that's not the frequency that you exist in. And so when you go, oh God, I was watching this reel today and it feels like this read, but it was something along the lines of, when you heal and you go back and you want to share with people like what's happened, and you go back and it's like the people that you're talking to don't understand you, because they're not in that frequency. They haven't gone through that journey. They don't speak that language yet, and it can be really disheartening, because those are the people who you had a life with, who, you know what I mean, who know you better than anybody else on the face of the planet. And it's like, to not be recognized at that level, it hurts, it feels like a punch to the gut. And I think that you're feeling kind of punched in the gut with whatever it is that you were wanting to go back to. And then I feel like recognizing in part how different you are, because it's almost like old me would not have reacted that way. Old me would have done this, this, and this, but I can't even do that anymore. So I guess I got to do something different, right? It's just like this, this complete change, this complete shift. Like, I can't behave in the way that I did before, so I got to let that go. I got to move towards something that feels much more aligned with you, right? Because I feel like part of that, like that gut wrench, and the other side of that, like the silver lining to that gut wrench, I suppose, is that when you no longer resonate with the things that you once did, then you're resonating with something that I think you wanted. You wanted that with other people, but you couldn't get that from other people because they couldn't even understand the language. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I just think of like people who, it's like, it doesn't matter what you say or how sincerely you say it, or like, they're just gonna mock you. They're just going to, you know what I mean? Just that, like, that energy of like, I'm just gonna like grumble over everything that you say, to make it sound like it's like it doesn't have any value. Like, that's what that feels like. And it's like, that hurts. It hurts your feelings, you know what I mean? But like, in the end, you're hurting your own feelings by returning to an energy hoping to get something different. And you are what's different. And so you have to, I think, just trust in that change and go for what it is that you really want, what it is that you're really loyal to. All right, I love this, you guys. Hope y'all are having a lovely night. Everybody had a good day. The Knight of Swords and the King of Swords. Well, I do kind of get this feeling of having to really, I feel like announcing yourself. I am here. However it is that you announce yourself, I don't know. But it just feels like this. I need to announce this change. Because again, when you're in that in-between, you're not aligned with the frequency that you thought that you were going to be aligned with. And so now you have to go in a direction of a new alignment. But sometimes it's like that new alignment still perceives you as an old alignment. You know what I mean? And I feel like this Pride and Prejudice. And Mr. Collins goes over to Mr. Darcy, and Mr. Darcy is like a distinguished man, and Mr. Collins is not. And he's like, Mr. Darcy, Mr. Darcy, and Mr. Darcy swings around and he always takes him out with his elbow. But that's kind of what I feel like you feel a little bit like Mr. Collins right now. And yet, I think you also feel like Mr. Darcy when you're on the other side of the fence. And it's like, well, this is the wrong scene. I need to skip ahead to a different scene, right? I need to be not feeling like a Collins and not acting like a Collins. You know what I mean? Okay. Okay, we got cards. We have the Five of Swords, the Eight of Swords, the Seven of Cups, the Moon, the Ten of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, and the Fool. Well, again, I just feel like this idea of a mismatched frequency, you know, like feeling like you're missing out, but also feeling like there are people who are looking at you like, what are you doing over here? You know, like, don't you belong over there? Just kind of like that kind of, you know what I mean? So it's just like, again, I just feel like this, okay, but I need to figure out how it is that I can, and I just like, even still, I just feel like this announcing yourself. Because you hopped frequencies. You made it to the other side, right? And it's just kind of like, okay, well, I know that I manifested this, and I know that this is exactly what I want, and that this is where I will feel fulfilled. Again, if it's somebody who you know, and it's like they feel some type of way about you for whatever reason, and you can be on either side of the story, so take however it resonates, take what resonates and leave the rest. But it just feels like, you know, like if it's a relationship, I feel like maybe you guys just, I don't know, it's like you just could not be on the same page, you know? Like there are just some people in this world where it's just like, I don't understand why every time I'm around you I feel like I'm talking in a different language, but you know, like maybe we should hang out less frequently. You know? like that kind of energy. And then you come back around again and it's like, no, all of the things that like we were disconnected on before, like we're connected on that now. And I just feel like this, like I need to announce this. Because the only way I'm going to be able to move forward is if I come clean. All right, collective. Six of Pentacles and Ten of Pentacles. Well, I mean, again, I feel like there's just, I mean, this card in this deck always to me reads as like steal from Peter to give to Paul. And I do kind of feel like there was an imbalance, you know, like there just wasn't, like it wasn't a frequency match. And I feel like you've changed and you've released this identity that didn't really fit you, but you held on to it because it was what had been. You know what I mean? And so when you were trying to move into a different realm of a frequency, you just felt like you weren't bringing anything to the table. You know what I mean? Like you didn't feel like you fit here and you didn't feel like you fit here because you felt like you were giving more than you were getting in this realm and less, you were giving less than what you were getting in another realm. It's just this idea of like the in-between. And I feel like that was causing a lot of confusion. But when you finally recognize yourself in it all and you release I just feel like the residual of an identity of a lower frequency. And it's like, if you keep looking back, you're gonna stay there. Turn around, look the other way, you know, because like that's where your success is. That's where your abundance is. That's where your frequencies will align and elevate and you will grow and you will flourish. And I think that you will do it as a renewed version of yourself. And I don't know what this declaration or this, you know, like I must, you know, like introduce myself is, but I feel like it's motivated by someone who I think you're just, I don't know, because even though there are people in our lives who we feel like we're not even speaking the same language, sometimes it feels like, I don't know, like I think of like if you're friends with somebody who speaks Spanish and you speak English, right? And it's like you can have conversations with each other and there will be people who will be frustrated with the language barrier, and then there will be other people who want to learn and they want to understand. Like I want to be able to understand you in your language in the same way that I would, you know, love for you to be able to understand it in mine. But it's just more of this like engaged energy. And so I feel like if this is somebody who is on the other side already and you felt like you weren't speaking the same language and there was like this, and like at one point in time you were that person who got mad at somebody and told them you need to learn how to speak American, because that's that level of ignorance. You know what I mean? And it's like, and now you're showing up as somebody who wants to understand because this person has a wealth of knowledge and experience that you have no clue about, right? Like that if they grew up in another country and they, you know what I mean? Like they have a different culture, like there are things about them that fascinate you, you know? And I just feel like, I don't know. I think that you're ready to make this move, but I feel like there's a declaration of it, like of introducing yourself as this new version of you, which is adorable and I love it. and I hope it resonates with us. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Please give me a like, share, and subscribe if this video does resonate, and I will see y'all again soon. Bye.